Of the more than 20,000 women who marched to the Union buildings on the 9th of August 1956. Now, this was in protest against the extension of pass laws and fighting the rise of social ills. The National Youth Development Agency will commemorate Women's Month in honor of Mama Albertina Sisulu, celebrating her centenary year through a month-long program focusing on sexual health, provision of free sanitary towels, and taking a girl child to school, among other things. Now, to tell us more about this program, we joined in our Sea Point studios by the Executive Deputy Chairperson of the NYDA, Bavelile Hlongwa. A very good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, Ms. Hlongwa. Tell us about this expansive program that is focusing on the girl child and what are the objectives?
Okay, as you have said when you were opening, giving the briefing remarks, it's the Women's Month, but as the NYDA, we want to focus on the young woman. The reason we're focusing on the young woman is that we know that some of the women that went to the Union buildings in 1956, some of them were quite young at that particular time, and they were students. And the challenges that they were fighting against were not just past laws, but it was also social ills. And for that particular reason, as young women as well, we know that the challenges that we are facing are so many. Amongst those, we speak issues of skills, we speak issues of access to sanitary towels for young girls to be able to, remain at school. We speak issues of access to business opportunities. We speak issues of access to simple basic social training on some of the issues. But we also are dealing with issues of gender-based violence, which has been on the rise well, I think it's always been there, but then it has caught the attention of the media from last year. So those are some of the things that are there. And then we want to just dive in some of the issues with young women in leadership. We're also going to be speaking to young women who are in the LGBTQIA plus sector, which is young women who are transgender, lesbians, and so forth. And then we're also going to speak to young women who are living with albinism as well, because those are some of the women that will have challenges in our society. And as young women, we must be able to reach out to each other. We must be able to do programs that seeks to assist, educate, and make the society aware, but also protect each other's rights.
Now, who is your target audience? Is it across the board, or are you focusing specifically at university, schools, or who are you focusing on?
We're going to look across, but we're also going to be going to rural areas, because those are some of the young women that really never get attention. And then the two sectors that I mentioned, the LGBTQIA plus sector and the young women living with albinism. So those three sectors, and then students, because our students have been part of the people that are suffering on gender-based violence. So we'll be looking at all those young women, but we'll also do some work going into townships as well, because townships and rural areas, sometimes they look like they are lagging behind on some of the attention that we should be giving and opportunities that the NYDA is able to offer young women.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's a very large...
So we're going to look across, but, give, a bit of an attention.
Mm-hmm. So it's a large, expansive program, but what impact are you hoping this program will make to young women in South Africa?
Okay, for young women in rural areas and in townships and universities, we're aiming to at least bring our own services, our products and services, but whilst we add that, speak about gender-based violence and how we can protect ourselves and basic survival skills, and also programs that we can, take to society and challenge them to say, how can we deal with the issue? But on top of that, we also want to understand other problems beyond the economic challenges that are known, the unemployment, the poverty, the inequality. We also want to know what else young women are dealing with, so that as we make programs and create programs going forward, we are able to respond to some of the issues that we really never look into, even if it's how we do the programs. Because sometimes you may have a program and an approach, only to find that the program is relevant, but the approach is not working. So we're also going to be looking for that as well from young women to say, what is it, what else can we do? And what other challenges do we not know about that you guys have that we can deal with? You know, I remember last year we went to in Gwalanga, here in Western Cape, and we met with young women. I mean, the challenges were the same, unemployment, poverty. But then they were saying, we are unable to finish our matrics because we drop out and have kids and sometimes have to look after our own siblings as we head homes after parents have passed away. And there's no way for us as young women to go back to school. So those are kinds of challenges that are there. And hence, from that discussion and in consultations of the Integrated Youth Development Strategy, we are now moving towards saying as the NYDA, what can we do to bring back the Second Chance program? Because young people are asking for that, and particularly young women that have had kids or are looking after their siblings. They have those kinds of challenges. So we are hoping to find most of these things that, you know, are hardly spoken about in society that are beyond the triple challenges that are known to everyone. The issue of drugs, sometimes it's there, but you know, you need to speak to young people to get to know what kind of drugs are we dealing with here, and what is it that is the problem? Is it production? Is it distribution? Is it that, you know, police are not intervening? All those kinds of challenges we'll get to hear from young people.
Who else is involved in the program? NGOs, government, or is it just the NYDA?
We will be partnering with different government departments and also young people's NPOs and NGOs will be doing a lot of partnering. You know, there's a program that we're planning to do for young women who are in leadership, which is a capacity building program. They will be partnering with a young women's NPO that offers training on leadership, on basic leadership, public speaking, opinion pieces, writing, and assisting young women to initiate programs, community programs, to honor Mama Sisulu. Because if you look at the life of Mama Albertina Sisulu, she was one person who was very close to communities, who was doing work. Even in her old age, she was still able to do programs with women and young people in general to assist them with some of their basic social skills. So we will be doing those kinds of partnerships, and we are also drawing other government departments to work with so that at least we are able to attend some of the programs, because as you will know, NYDA will not have the biggest budget ever. We have the least budget, but then some of our programs are more successful when we then partner with different departments.
Has the program started already, or are you still rolling out? Well, it looks like we've lost Bavelile there. Let's leave it there. That was the Executive Deputy Chairperson of the NYDA, Bavelile Hlongwa, joining us. Right now, let's take a short break, and after that, we come back with more.